A man walks into his doctor's office for a routine checkup, expecting nothing out of the ordinary. He's in his mid-50s, fairly healthy, and just here for a standard physical. The doctor runs a few tests, takes some notes, and after a brief pause, sits down across from the man with a serious look on his face. "Mr. Thompson," the doctor begins gently, "I don't know how to tell you this, but your test results came back, and the news isn't good. You have a brain tumor. We've done everything we can, but I'm afraid you only have about 6 months to live." The man is stunned. The room seems to blur around him as the words sink in. He never expected to hear anything like this. Brain tumor? 6 months? His mind starts racing, trying to process the news, but all he can feel is a sense of doom washing over him. The doctor continues talking, but his words are muffled, and the man barely hears them as his mind spirals. 6 months, he mutters, barely able to look the doctor in the eye. "Yes," the doctor replies sympathetically. "I know this is difficult to hear. We'll make sure you're comfortable, but you should start thinking about getting your affairs in order." The man nods, still in a daze. The doctor pats him on the shoulder and gives him a reassuring smile, then tells him he can leave whenever he's ready. The man stands up slowly, his legs shaky, and walks out of the doctor's office without a word. He heads straight home, the weight of the diagnosis pressing down on him like a ton of bricks. When he walks through the door, his wife Linda is in the kitchen preparing dinner. She turns around and greets him with a smile, but immediately notices the serious expression on his face. "Hey, honey, how did the checkup go?" she asks, setting down the knife she's been chopping vegetables with. He looks at her for a moment, his mind still trying to wrap around the news. "Linda," he begins slowly, his voice trembling, "I've got something to tell you." His wife's smile fades slightly as she walks over to him, concern starting to form on her face. "What is it? What happened?" He takes a deep breath, trying to steady himself. "The doctor says I have a brain tumor. 6 months. That's all the time I've got left." Linda gasps, her hands flying to her mouth in shock. "Oh my God," she whispers, tears welling up in her eyes. "I don't even know what to say. I'm so sorry, honey. This is so unfair." He reaches out and takes her hand, his eyes full of sadness. I know, it's hard to believe, but it's real. I don't know what's going to happen, but we have to face it." After a moment of silence, he looks at her with a sense of finality. "I need to go out for a drink. I just need some time to think." Linda nods, understanding the need for space, and watches as he walks out the door. The man heads straight to his local bar. He's not the type to drink heavily, but tonight is different. He orders a beer, then another, and soon he's in a deep conversation with the bartender, telling him about the diagnosis, the doctor's words, and how his life has been turned upside down. After a few more drinks, he's slurring his words and feels a little less overwhelmed by the news, though the sorrow still lingers in his chest. By the end of the night, he's talked to almost everyone in the bar, telling them the same thing. "I've got 6 months to live. I've got AIDS." Later that week, while walking down the street, he runs into his doctor. The doctor looks surprised to see him out and about, especially after the heavy news. "Mr. Thompson, everyone in town is talking about it. You've been telling people about your condition, but I heard something strange. Why are you telling everyone you have AIDS?" "That's not what I said." The man stares at him blankly for a moment, "Doctor, I figured if I'm going to go, I don't want anyone getting too comfortable around my wife after I'm gone. I want to make sure no one gets any ideas about her, you know?" Thank you so much for watching. If I brought a smile to your face today, I'd love for you to consider subscribing to the channel. Your support means a lot, and it helps me bring more fun and smiles your way. Don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss an update. See you next time.